In this video, I will be comparing 10 mass appealing summer fragrances. Hello everybody, welcome to Mehdi's channel. If you're first time here, my name is Mehdi. I'm talking about fragrances. Please don't forget to subscribe the channel to get notifications by my new uploads. I upload frequently. If you are a subscriber, welcome back to channel, my friend. Let's see the fragrances. I want to start by house of Paco Rabnne. I have two fragrances from this house. Invictus Aqua 2018. This is Invictus Annex, but shape of the bottle is just different. I believe the juice inside is same, regular Invictus. So let's see the similarities at first. Both of these fragrances are woody and aquatic, and they share a lot of similarities. Both leans youthful. They are in the youthful and not juvenile, but in the youthful side, I can say. Both fragrances share a lot of similarities in terms of scent profile. You can catch more woody, dried on, and playful, youthful, bubblegummy somehow opening. And ladies' reactions are very great by both of these fragrances. About differences, in the Invictus, all of the notes are well balanced. You cannot find some notes dominated or louder compared to other notes. But Invictus Aqua is not like that. A bit you can catch sweetness and aquaticness more dominated compared to other notes. About performance, regular Invictus is average by new formulations, below average in terms of longevity, projection and sillage. But I can say to this fragrance, Beast Mode, it is long lasting and very loud in terms of projection and sillage. Invictus leans a bit more mature. Both fragrances are not mature at all, but compared to each other, Invictus is more mature, a bit deeper, a bit darker, woodier at the dry down. But Invictus Aqua is more aquatic, youthful, very bubblegummy at the opening, and sweeter compared to regular Invictus. I believe you cannot go wrong by any of these fragrances, but if I have to choose one of these fragrances, I would prefer Invictus Aqua 2018 because performance, projection, longevity, sillage is way better compared to Invictus, and ladies' reactions is a bit bigger and better by Invictus Aqua 2018. Let's continue by Carven Low Intense and Dunhill Icon Racing. These are two 100% different fragrances at the opening, but just wait 20 minutes. This fragrance is at the opening bubblegummy, Invictus-y. In that genre, this fragrance is herbal, green, and toothpastey, minty. But at the dry down, both of the fragrances are herbal and green, exactly like this bottle. About similarities, I can say both of these fragrances are at the dry down very similar, close to each other. Both of the fragrances are fresh and green, not that citrusy. They are herbal, green, and summer freshy fragrances. In terms of performance, both of these fragrances are long lasting. I can say both are long lasting, freshy summer scent. In terms of longevity, a bit winner is Carven Low Intense, but both can be considered as a long lasting summer scents. If you are into herbal, green, modern green, not barbershop old school like 80s, modern green type of summer fragrances, these are great choices. Again, I have to say, ignore that opening of Dunhill Icon Racing. About differences, as I said, these two fragrances are 100% different and relevant. At the opening, this one is bubblegummy, Invictus-y, a bit sweet, youthful. This one is herbal, green, slightly toothpastey and fresh, but at the dry down, they are almost identical. Another very important difference is quality of the juice. Carven Low Intense presents such a quality smelling, refined scent profile, which is not that much available in Dunhill Icon. I prefer presentation, shape of the bottle of Dunhill Icon, but about juice inside, Dunhill Icon Racing leans a bit cheaper and less quality smelling compared to Carven Low Intense. Carven Low Intense is very refined and high quality. About price, Dunhill Icon Racing is affordable. Sometimes you can find it like 30 bucks on discounters, but mostly is around 40 bucks. But Carven Low Intense is around 50 to 70 bucks. So in terms of price, Carven Low Intense is a bit more expensive compared to Dunhill Icon Racing. If I have to choose one of these two, fresh, green, and masculine smelling fragrances, mature smelling fragrances for summer, I would go by Carven Low Intense because I believe it smells more quality and refined at the dry down. So what we have for next? Coach Platinum and Prada Luna Rossa Carven. I didn't want here to compare one of these fragrances by Dior Sauvage because I believe Dior Sauvage is here real stuff, and I respect that inspiring stance of Dior Sauvage. About similarities, both of these fragrances are fresh, spicy summer scent fragrances. They share fruity, citrusy and peppery spicy vibes. Another big similarity that I am sure all of you know about it is being inspired by Dior Sauvage. Both of these fragrances are highly inspired, somehow cloning Dior Sauvage's DNA. Another very important similarities, important factors, complimenting factor and ladies' reactions. Both of these fragrances are extremely lady pleaser and complimenting above average, like 7.5, 8 out of 10. Next similarity is performance. Both of these fragrances are average to below average performance. You can get by them maximum barely 5 hours or good 4 hours in terms of longevity and maximum 1 hour projection and sillage. About differences, I can say Coach Platinum is like creamy, sweet, added sweetness, milky, buttery somehow, which is not available in Prada Luna Rossa Carven. Sweetness in Prada Luna Rossa Carven is like fruity, natural, and the fragrance is metallic, nothing creamy or buttery in Luna Rossa Carven. We can catch here some fake leathery, suede vibe, atmosphere at the back, but here in Luna Rossa Carven we have ambroxan in a set, which makes this fragrance to smell closer to Dior Sauvage compared to Coach Platinum, and we have not here that leathery suede vibe, we have not here ambroxan. If I have to choose one of these fragrances, I would go by Prada Luna Rossa Carven, but I have to mention that this fragrance, Coach Platinum, is not trying to cloning Dior Sauvage. This take off Coach on DNA of Dior Sauvage, but here we have somehow clone of Dior Sauvage. They are trying to copy pasting that DNA of Dior Sauvage. Eventually, I prefer Luna Rossa Carven over Coach Platinum. Another two fragrances, one from House of Rasasi, Rossi Havas, one from House of Montblanc, Legend Esprit. About similarities, I can say both of these fragrances are inspired. Rossi Havas inspired by regular Invictus, Legend Esprit inspired by Invictus Aqua 2016 version. Both of these fragrances are fruity aquatic. This fragrance is citrusy aquatic. This fragrance is like apple, not that much heavier on the citruses, but it is fruity and aquatic, and both of the fragrances are somehow woody, fruity aquatic. In terms of compliments and ladies' reactions, I can say both of the fragrances are above average, like 8.5 out of 10. They are two great complimenter, woman killer fragrances, hands down. Another big similarities that I can catch in both of these fragrances are being synthetic. Both of these fragrances smell synthetic to my nose, but a little bit Hawas is more refined compared to Legend Esprit, but you can catch that syntheticness here as well. About differences, I can say Hawas is sweeter and more aquatic, but Legend Esprit is not that sweet, but heavier on mint and citruses. Hawas is not that much minty, citrusy. It is fruity but not citrusy. It is like appley, plummy, somehow aquatic. But this fragrance is extremely citrusy, sour and aquatic. Hawas is to my nose more dense, and I can catch more complexity from Hawas, which is not available in Legend Esprit. Legend Esprit is a bit like easier type of fragrance and a bit straight, but this fragrance is a bit complicated somehow. Another very important difference is performance. Hawas is a beast mode fragrance, easily 10-12 hours plus in terms of longevity, by 2-3 hours, big projection and sillage, and leaves such a loud and great scent trail behind. But this fragrance is below average, good 4 hours I can say, normal 4 hours, by 1 hour maximum projection and sillage, but that projection and sillage is again below average. It is very great for close encounters, office situations and indoors. At the dry down, Hawas smells more expensive and less synthetic compared to Legend Esprit because of that great musky dry down. But at the dry down, this fragrance smells more synthetic even compared to opening, and loses that great sour mass appealing citrus opening. I don't prefer at all Legend Esprit at the dry down. So if I have to choose only one of these two fragrances, true, this one is cheaper, around 30 bucks, this one is like 55-60 bucks, almost 2 times more expensive compared to this one. But I believe in any other cases and factors except price, Rossi Havas is a winner for me in terms of scent profile, performance, compliments ladies reactions, hands down I would go by Rasasi Havas. What we have for next, Acqua di Gio Profumo, Acqua di Gio Profondo. From the size of the bottles, probably you can guess which one is my preferred, but I want to make a fast comparison again on both of these fragrances. In terms of similarities, both of these fragrances are flankers for regular Acqua di Gio and they share a lots of similarities. I can say both of the fragrances are extremely mass appealing, lady pleaser, complimentary and modern smelling aquatic fragrances. Ladies reactions, compliment factors are great by both of these fragrances. Both can be considered as an aquatic fragrances, but this one is a bit more in the aquatic side, which I'm gonna talk about it in the differences. I have a full comparison between these two fragrances, you can check it out, but in the brief, in terms of differences, I can say Profondo leans a bit more youthful compared to Profumo. Profumo is a bit more mature smelling type of fragrance. Profondo is sweet, you cannot catch that much sweetness in Profumo. It is like natural, fruity, a little bit sweetness at the background, but this fragrance is like added sweetness smelling type of fragrance. Profundo is a bit more oceanic and aquatic. Profumo is a bit more herbal and green somehow. So this one is heavier on the herbs, this one heavier on the oceanic notes. Profondo has some resiny vibes like mastic, which is not available in the Profumo. Profumo is like incensey. There is incense note, which is not available here. There is mastic note, which is not available in Profumo. Another very important difference and factor for me is performance. In terms of performance, absolutely winner is Acqua di Gio Profumo. It is one of those beast mode summer scents, aquatic fresh fragrances. It's very difficult to find in this class this much great performance. Maybe we have more 2-3 examples like Acqua Amara by Bulgari, Acqua Atlantic, or Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Intense. We have not that much examples great performance in this genre. This fragrance is below average. Profundo, somehow it lasts, but like poor skin scent lasts. You cannot say to this fragrance lasting. You can feel the fragrance, but very weakly on your skin. I can get by this fragrance like maximum 4 hours, barely 5 hours, below average longevity, and half an hour, barely 1 hour, below average project massage. It's great for extremely hot days, but this fragrance is great for any time. So if I have to choose one of these two fragrances, closed eyes, Acqua di Gio Profumo. Don't forget subscribe the channel. If you have any opinion, suggestion, question, let me know in the comments below. I will answer you. See you in another video.